Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered, why am I still doing this at my age? Maybe you're stretching yourself thin or chasing a version of yourself that no longer feels true. Today, I want to show you a new way, a season where your peace, joy, and authenticity come first. Let's talk about 5 powerful shifts you can make right now. Habits to release after 70 that unlock freedom and fulfillment. If this message speaks to you, subscribe and comment below. Pour yourself a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's begin. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the habit of pleasing everyone. It's a deeply ingrained pattern for many, often stemming from a desire to be liked, accepted, or even needed. But what happens when this desire takes over, when we constantly prioritize the needs and expectations of others above our own? Many of us become the reliable one, the go-to person for every request, big or small. We pride ourselves on being helpful and supportive, always ready to lend a hand, always saying yes, even when we're already stretched thin, even when we desperately need a moment to ourselves. We agree to things without truly considering the impact on our own well-being, pouring from an empty cup. We give and give until there's nothing left to give. We deplete our energy, our time, and our emotional resources. Over time, this erodes our spirit and leaves us exhausted, both physically and emotionally. We start to feel resentful, overwhelmed, and disconnected from our own lives. The joy we once found in helping others diminishes, replaced by a sense of obligation and burden. I want to share Carol's story, a story that resonates with so many women who have spent their lives putting others first. For decades, she was the heart of her family, the glue that held everyone together, the one they could always count on. She dedicated her life to ensuring everyone else's happiness and comfort, always available day or night for any need, any crisis, any request. She was the ultimate caregiver, the ever-present support system, always giving her time, her energy, her resources without hesitation. She poured herself into her family, often neglecting her own needs and desires in the process. But at 72, she realized she felt invisible and deeply tired. The years of selfless giving had taken their toll. She felt a profound sense of emptiness, a longing for something more. She realized she had lost touch with her own identity, her own passions, her own dreams. One day, her daughter asked her to babysit last minute, adding yet another task to her already overflowing schedule. It was a request she would have automatically fulfilled in the past. Carol almost said yes, her ingrained habit kicking in, the familiar urge to please overriding her own needs. She felt the pressure, the expectation, the guilt, but paused and finally said, "Not this time." It was a small sentence, but it carried immense weight. It was a declaration of self-respect, a reclaiming of her own time and energy. That moment was a turning point, a pivotal shift in her perspective. It was the beginning of her journey towards self-discovery and empowerment. She felt her own power for the first time in years, a sense of agency and control over her own life. It was a liberating feeling, a rediscovery of her own worth. Setting boundaries wasn't selfish, it was self-preservation, a necessary act of self-care. It was about protecting her own well-being and ensuring she had the energy and resources to live a fulfilling life. Carol learned that saying no created space for her own joy, for pursuing her own interests, for nurturing her own soul. It allowed her to rediscover her passions and engage in activities that brought her genuine happiness, and taught others to respect her needs, to understand that she was not an endless resource, but a human being with her own limitations and desires. It fostered healthier relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Your needs are not an inconvenience. They are valid, important, and deserving of attention. You have the right to prioritize your own well-being without feeling guilty or selfish. Saying no is saying yes to yourself, to your own dreams, your own passions, your own well-being. It's an affirmation of your self-worth and a commitment to living a life that is authentic and fulfilling. Think about where you automatically say yes out of obligation, where you feel pressured to conform to others' expectations, where you sacrifice your own needs for the sake of pleasing others. Identify those areas in your life where you consistently overextend yourself. Start small. Say a gentle no, a polite refusal, a simple, "I'm not available at this time." You don't need to offer lengthy explanations or apologies. A simple, direct no is sufficient. Reclaim a pocket of time for yourself, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. Use that time to do something that nourishes your soul, something that brings you joy and relaxation. Letting go of people-pleasing isn't about being cold. It's not about becoming uncaring or indifferent to the needs of others. It's about giving from a place of abundance, not depletion. It's about ensuring that you have enough energy and resources to give genuinely and wholeheartedly without sacrificing your own well-being. The love you share becomes more real when it's given freely, without resentment or obligation. It's a love that is authentic, heartfelt, and truly meaningful. This week, honor your own needs, prioritize self-care, set boundaries, and make time for the things that bring you joy. Say no once, just once, to that request that feels burdensome, to that obligation that drains you, to that expectation that doesn't align with your values. Notice how it feels. Pay attention to the sensations in your body, the thoughts in your mind, the emotions that arise. It might be uncomfortable, even scary at first. You might feel guilty, anxious, or worried about disappointing others, but soon it will feel like freedom. A sense of liberation, empowerment, and self-respect will begin to emerge. This is your time to put yourself at the center of your life, to prioritize your own well-being, and to create a life that is filled with joy, purpose, and authenticity. Next, let's talk about the pervasive pressure to look young. It's a topic that touches all of us, regardless of age. We live in a society that often equates youth with beauty and value, and this can create a lot of anxiety as we get older. We're bombarded with messages constantly from every direction. That aging is something to fight, something to hide, something to be ashamed of. The media often portrays aging as a decline, a loss of attractiveness and vitality. This isn't just about vanity, about wanting to look good. It's about our sense of worth, our feeling of belonging in a youth-obsessed culture. It's about how we see ourselves and how we believe others see us. The constant emphasis on youth can make us feel invisible or irrelevant as we age. Meet Robert. He spent years trying to look younger, investing time, money, and energy into chasing an illusion, believing it made him more valuable, more attractive, more worthy of attention and respect. He thought that looking younger would open doors for him, both personally and professionally. Even after retirement, when the pressures of the workplace were gone, he panicked over every new wrinkle, every gray hair. He saw them as signs of decline, of losing his grip on life. One day, his granddaughter, in her innocent curiosity, traced the lines on his face, and instead of seeing them as flaws, she looked up at him with love and called them smile roads. In that moment, Robert saw his face, perhaps for the first time, as a map of a life well lived, a testament to experiences, challenges, and joys. He stopped dyeing his hair, embracing his natural silver, and instead started focusing on his health, nourishing his body and mind, and sharing his stories, his wisdom, with his family and community. People were drawn to his authenticity, to his genuine self, not to some manufactured image of youth. They appreciated his honesty, his experience, and his warmth. Your face is a canvas of your unique story, a reflection of all that you've been through. Every line, every silver strand is a mark of time, a badge of honor, a memory etched into your very being. Embrace your age with all its beauty and wisdom. Let yourself be authentically and unapologetically, instead of chasing an unattainable ideal of youth. Show up as you are, wrinkles and all, with confidence in your spirit, in your inner strength, not in some fleeting superficial appearance. Let go of the fight against time. Celebrate the wisdom, the resilience, and the unique beauty you've earned through the years. Your story is a masterpiece. Cherish it, share it, and live it fully. There's a quiet epidemic sweeping through our communities, often unseen and unspoken. It's a subtle but pervasive struggle that affects countless individuals, particularly as they navigate the complexities of aging. It's the epidemic of pretending we're fine, even when we're far from it. It's the carefully constructed facade we present to the world, masking the pain, the loneliness, and the anxieties that often accompany the later stages of life. We hide our struggles, often believing that strength means never showing pain, never admitting vulnerability. We've been conditioned to believe that asking for help is a sign of weakness, that bearing our burdens in silence is a virtue. But hiding only isolates us further, creating a chasm between ourselves and those who care about us. It drains our energy, leaving us feeling depleted and alone in our battles. The weight of unspoken emotions can become unbearable. Take Helen, for example. At 75, she was the strong matriarch of her family, the rock they all leaned on, especially after her beloved husband passed away. She was the epitome of resilience. Outwardly, she coped admirably, attending social gatherings, managing her household, and offering support to her children and grandchildren. But inside, she was drowning in a sea of grief, a grief she felt she had to navigate alone. She kept her pain hidden, carefully guarding her emotions, not wanting to burden her family with her sorrow. She thought she was protecting them, being strong for them, but in reality, she was isolating herself and prolonging her own healing process. One day, a seemingly insignificant event, a simple struggle with a stubborn jar, became the catalyst for a profound shift. The frustration of the moment, combined with the weight of her unspoken grief, became too much to bear. Her son found her in tears, a rare and unexpected sight. He had never seen his mother so vulnerable, and for the first time she shared her true feelings, the depth of her sadness, the extent of her loneliness, the fear of facing the future without her partner. That vulnerability, that act of opening up, brought them closer than ever before and allowed real healing to begin, not just for Helen, but for her entire family. It broke down the walls of silence and created a space for genuine connection. Inspired by this newfound openness, Helen joined a support group for widows and widowers and found connection in shared truth, in the understanding and empathy of others who had experienced similar losses. Your struggles don't diminish you. They're not a sign of failure or weakness. They're an integral part of your story, a testament to your resilience and your capacity for growth. Vulnerability is not a burden to be avoided. It's a bridge to deeper connection, a pathway to authentic relationships, and a source of unexpected strength. Think about who you can be real with, who in your life makes you feel safe enough to take off the mask, even just for a little while. It doesn't have to be a dramatic confession or a grand unveiling of all your deepest secrets, just an honest sharing of how you're truly feeling in the moment. Letting go of the "I'm fine" mask, even when it feels scary, is an act of courage, a declaration of self-acceptance, and a step towards genuine well-being. It's an act of self-love, a recognition that you deserve to be seen, heard, and supported in your entirety, with all your joys and all your struggles. Lay down the mask, even if just for a moment. Let someone in, allow yourself to be seen, and experience the power of authentic connection. You'll find strength in being seen, in being accepted for who you truly are, and in knowing that you're not alone on this journey. As we age, our inner compass may point in new directions. Maybe you crave solitude, downsize your home, or pick up a new hobby. Often we feel the need to apologize for these choices. Carol, after learning to say no, found joy in birdwatching. She felt guilty turning down old routines, apologizing for her happiness. A friend told her, "You don't have to apologize for being happy." That moment freed Carol to own her choices without explanation. Your happiness isn't up for debate. Your peace isn't a negotiation. The life you build now is your masterpiece. Respond with confidence. "Thank you for the invitation, but I have other plans." No apology needed. Your life after 70 is yours to design. You don't owe anyone an explanation for what brings you peace. Those who love you will celebrate your joy. Notice when you apologize for your truth. Practice standing firm in your choices. Stop apologizing for living differently. Celebrate your courage to live authentically. The last habit to release is chasing approval. We spend years seeking validation from others, family, friends, even strangers. But the finish line always moves and our self-worth gets scattered. Robert's quest to look young was really about seeking approval. When he let go, he found joy in woodworking, not for praise, but for the love of creating. He realized the only approval that mattered was his own. This is true freedom, anchoring yourself in your own truth. Your worth is inherent, not determined by others' opinions. Where are you still seeking that gold star? From your children, friends, or society? Start a practice of self-approval. Each day, acknowledge one thing you did that was true to you. Applaud yourself. Be your own biggest fan. When you stop chasing approval, your true self emerges. You make choices from joy, not fear. The applause you've been seeking is inside your own heart. It's time to listen. As we close, take a deep breath. This stage of life is not an ending, it's a liberated beginning. Letting go of these habits isn't giving up, it's choosing your own soul. Step into peace, authenticity, and self-acceptance. Share your takeaway in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Thank you for being here, for your open heart and beautiful spirit. I can't wait to see you in the next video.